Pam, you've had some great insight. I'm going to put you on the spot with a question here. How
Sure.
does the process work year by year? Because it's not the same every year, right? You don't, sign your freshman year and in all 4 years it's the same. How does that vary, specifically maybe at the Division III level, where again you're relying on that academic money or the FAFSA or the other money? Because again, for FAFSA you can be applying every year. So how does that work year by year for a student athlete?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the main thing to consider is your academic and merit-based scholarships are guaranteed for 4 years, as long as you're meeting their academic requirements to maintain that scholarship. And that's going to be school to school, a difference there. The FAFSA rotates every year. So it's going to be dependent on your previous tax situation from the previous year. So that could change. If you have multiple kids that are going into college at one point where they hadn't in previous years, that will factor in and potentially provide more financial aid for you long term. So there are definitely things to note with the financial aid aspect where that does change year to year, versus those academic-based awards and merit-based awards that are typically honored for the 4-year duration of your degree. And in comparison to an athletic scholarship, where those are not guaranteed year in and year out, you really need to be able to prove your worth as a student and as an athlete for that program to garner that scholarship athletically year in and year out. So those are two, I would say, three of the main differences when we talk about the scholarships that you're being awarded, is noting which are going to not be guaranteed every single year versus those academic and merit awards. And another testament to how important your academics are and the value of receiving a very fruitful academic or merit-based award, because unless you have an issue academically throughout the course of your time at that institution, you're likely guaranteed that funding all throughout your college experience.
Yeah, and in the equivalency sports too, they can kind of add that. So again, for those D1, D2 sports, NAIA sports, if you're at maybe a quarter of a scholarship your freshman year, maybe your sophomore year, that gets bumped up to 40%. So again, there can be some adjustments there with the scholarships year by year too. So again, it's not you sign that and it's good for 4 years. Again, it's very year by year, and especially with the craziness of transferring and that new trend.
Yeah.
Especially
and it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I mean, you could lose part of that scholarship, or you could, really show up and prove yourself, be a walk-on to a team and earn that scholarship. And we've all seen those videos that they post when an athlete gets their dorm room door knocked on and they're offered that scholarship for that final year, which is, I mean, I'm getting the goosebumps just thinking about that. But ultimately, yes, there are ways that can work both positively and negatively. But the great thing about that academic award is very typically that's going to be guaranteed to you as long as you continue to prove yourself in the classroom.